Hey everyone. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about three things. Number one is about a product career framework, which I came to know from one of the blogs, and it really resonated well with me. And it's a very simple framework. The main idea behind the framework is that look at your PM career in form of a triangle. So each vertex of the triangle is something which represents a type of skill set that you need to have to be successful or to gain mastery in the product management field. And no one can be good at all these three different dimensions. So idea is that you try to find your ikigai, you try to find out an intersection of things which you enjoy and versus something which you are good at, naturally you are good at, or you have already gained some experience and expertise in that area. So the first one is about general manager. So, and the second one is about being a scientist, and the third one is about being an artist. So this is like a triangle. When it comes to general management related skill sets, it represents everything which is related with understanding the viability side of a particular product, how you are planning to grow your revenue, what's your monetization strategy, what are different cost factors, how does the unit economics play out, how can you really build a profitable and sustainable business around a digital product. So this all these approaches and all these skills that is needed to become a very effective general manager when you're trying to head a particular product division or a particular product related business. I think these are like set of skill sets that you need to kind of improve on. Some people are very good at it, some people are not. Second is about being an artist. So anyone who is an artist, what the idea that this particular kind of term suggests, the notion is that you are one of those people who can paint a compelling vision, who can communicate very effectively to people at how the future look like when your product is done. Somebody who can see where the puck is going, somebody who can evaluate the trend, somebody who can create a reality distortion field, if I can say that. I think those people who are pretty visionary, those people who know how to paint a pragmatic picture, but something which is worth chasing. I think this ties to the skills of storytelling. So the storytelling part and your ability to inspire people comes under artist set of skills. The third one is about being a scientist. So product management is art and science both, and a lot of times you have to understand the problem, break it down, look at your lagging metric, try to see if you can divide it into some leading metrics, try to understand what tactics you're going to apply, which tactics is going to give you the result to move a particular metric, and that will have an impact on overall business outcome that you're trying to chase. How can you run experiments, how can you analyze the data, how can you slice it, dice it. So all those, anything which is pretty methodical side of product management, anything which requires you to dig deeper into data, dig deeper into regulations, or dig deeper into user experience, or dig deeper into different edge case scenarios and things like that, that comes under scientists related kind of skill set. So try to see where you are in this triangle. You can be closer to scientist and artist, but much farther from GM. So what it means is that you have to improve your GM skills, or you can be more on the GM side and scientist side, but you have to kind of improve your communication and storytelling skills. So I like this particular framework. The second thing which I want to talk about is that how do I think about making career changes, or looking at my next role. And this is something I thought a lot before I joined my current company. I think there are like four things that I was looking for. Number one, I was looking for at a very high level, I was looking for something which is career additive. And what I really mean by career additive is that anything which I haven't done so far, or any particular area where I am interested in, and I want to improve my skills and experience, I want to gain more knowledge in that particular field, or I want to achieve more, mastery in that particular field and things like that. So with that, broad, very overarching goal, there I looked at, like, different four different components to this career additive thing. Number one is that, can I get into the domain in which I'm interested in, so I can stay motivated. I can, by working on that particular small product or a big product or whatever small piece of the thing that I'm working on, I will have some opportunities to learn about the industry. So domain that I'm interested in, and in that domain should be attractive to me. Second one is that, can I gain experience into a new role? It could be a people management role, it could be a product leadership role, it could be a role in the product strategy team rather than delivery team, it could be a role as part of pricing team, it could be a role in in a particular well-defined space, which is or maybe in a company which is a very specialized PM role, which is like principal product manager and so on and so forth. So something along that line, if I can gain some experience in a new role, that will also be career additive for me. The third thing is that, if I am getting into a role and that particular role helps me in improving my craft of product management. So let's say that if I haven't worked on growth related problems much, then if I can get into growth related PM role, I think I would love to do that. If I haven't done like price optimization, I would love to do that. If I haven't done much strategy, I would love to do that. Let's say if I haven't worked on a technical or API product and platform product, then I would like to kind of do that. So anything which really in general helps me, including mobile, web, blockchain, or there are so many kind of different flavors to product management role. So try to see if we can kind of increase our experience in any of those kind of different spaces related to product management. And the fourth one is very important one, which is like joining a company which is product centric, which has a business uh, which has been built around product, and product is essential to their growth, their future, their strategy. So these are like four things that I was looking for: domain, uniqueness of the role, something which helps me improving my craft of product management, and number four is the business, which is product centric. The third concept is a very important one, and it is something which I came up with. And a lot of times when I try to learn things, and I have been reading, I have been listening to a lot of podcasts and things like that, it is very kind of easy to kind of keep going from one content to another content, to one framework to another framework, one blog to another blog, and podcast to another podcast, to video and things like that. You can go and read all these books and all, but it's very hard to kind of retain this information, and it's very hard to kind of assimilate it. So consumption is one part, but internalizing is very different part. So I thought about, like, how should I really approach it, because I've been reading a lot, I've been consuming a lot of content, but I am not able to internalize it. I am not able to keep it in my head when I really need it. I am not able to bring it up. So I came up with this concept, which is called SIP. S stands for SIP, and essentially SLP, and L is for learning, and hey, hang on, I think SIP, internalize, and practice. Yeah, SIP, internalize, and practice. So this is my own concept, and that's why you see, and I'm still trying to figure out what do I really mean, but I am clear about the three phases. So the way I was thinking is that, the way I've been thinking now is that it's like 30, 50, and 20. So what essentially you have to do here is that spend your 30% of time in sipping new content. It's like the top of the funnel. New ideas, be it health, be it sports, be it politics, be it in general technology, be it specific anything. and then spend about like about 50% of time in internalizing it, that you understand it, you break it down, you see how it applies to you, you condense it, you try to think about it more and more and see that how can you really apply it in your own life, and then spend rest 20% of time in essentially practicing it, and making sure that you start including it in your day-to-day life, so it becomes part of your nature, it becomes part of your thinking process. So SIP is something which I came up with, and I try to follow it. So SIP, internalize, and practice. And what is the kind of reason why I thought that I should distribute my time in this way? I think the percentage distribution is something that you should keep changing, you should keep experimenting with, try to come up with your own percentage which is kind of helpful. What I believe is that I'm already trying to practice a lot of things, and it's very important for me to have like these three horizons, where on one horizon, when I'm trying to kind of make some changes into my mental habits or my physical habits, like sleeping on time, like exercising every day, like fasting, and skipping breakfast, and making sure that I, let's say, I don't use much strong word in my day-to-day communication. There are a lot of things which I'm trying to develop, and it becomes a little bit too much if I try to practice everything. But 50% is time is like thinking time, because my strength is thinking, my strength is to really go deeper into a concept, break it down, apply it into different context, see in which one it works, which one doesn't work, whether I can really relate to it, whether I'm getting some value out of it or not, and things like that. And the SIP is something which naturally happens these days. Very hard to kind of stay away from this, and especially when you're curious and you have a bit of a you have tasted the information and the right kind of knowledge. If you get exposed to yourself and you start internalizing it, and how much impact it can have on your overall life. And that's why it's very important for me to kind of keep sipping and keep looking for things which I don't know at this point of time. So that's why I sip. So that's pretty much for today.